Hi everyone, it is really good to be here. I'm going to read another question and answer that. This is a question. Once in a state of clarity, how do I find the answer to change what I don't like? Do I wait for an inspiration, or do I purposefully go back to that thing with my thoughts to find the solution? And if you didn't hear the original video, what I was talking about in that was when you have any type of confusion about a topic, finding that place of clarity within yourself and connecting with that is what will bring you inspiration and will bring a different state of mind to you so you can deal with that topic in a different way that will help you move forward. So the short answer to the question is that it depends on your situation whether you should go back to that topic and think about it again after you've had your moments of clarity, or whether you should wait for inspiration. And what it depends upon is how good you feel about that topic. So if you are very frustrated with something and you stop and you take a break and you go and meditate or paint or whatever it is that you do to make you feel good, go for a walk in nature. Once you do that, if you then go back to your original topic and you look at your original topic or you think about it and it makes you feel really crappy again, then that is a good sign that you're not yet ready to go into that as much as possible. If you're going to work and that's what's making you feel crappy, but you also want to get money and use that money to buy groceries, obviously that's not something that's going to be beneficial for you to avoid. It's not going to make you feel good to avoid it. So if it is a topic that you can avoid and it makes you feel bad, then go ahead and do that. Because anytime you work on something, anytime you're putting your thoughts towards something and they are not thoughts that make you feel good, then that is creating more of what you don't want. So even if you feel better than you did yesterday about it, but you still feel kind of crappy, that's okay, because you're actually creating something better than what you would have been creating yesterday. As long as you keep feeling better and better and better about it, which takes some effort and some conscious decision making to do that. So if you can do that, then I would go ahead and think about that topic if you feel better than you did yesterday. If it is something that you can avoid, which is often difficult if you've trained your mind to keep thinking about that, those neural pathways and that habit is always going to be there. But if you can avoid it as much as possible until you feel as good as possible, then do that. It's going to help you. And most people that have made great steps forward in humanity's understanding have understood that concept. And what I'm talking about is a lot of the great scientists, mathematicians, and people working on other problems will take a break, and that from whatever they're working on, and that is where their inspiration comes. Or, of course, a lot of the great forward movements in science and other areas have been made by mistakes that people have made when they're not thinking about the problem or when they're doing something else. So allowing that creativity and allowing the universe to guide you. I guess that's kind of the most important point of this video, is that not everything has to be done with the mind. Not everything has to be done with the mind, because the mind is very localized to your body and to all the information that it gets from around you, which is great because you need to know what's going on around you, obviously, but it does not have access to the kind of information that the universe can give you access to. So part of this is really a letting go. It's a letting go of the mind being in control all of the time, but it's letting go of something bigger. It's letting go to get to something bigger. And it really is a case of convincing your mind. It's okay. It's okay if I don't. It's telling your mind it's okay if you aren't in control of every tiny little step. It's okay to let inspiration in. And it's training the mind to become more relaxed with that idea. And the only way that you're really going to do that effectively is by showing your mind with a series of repetitions of where you are getting inspiration and it is moving you forward, and your mind is able to say, oh, wait a minute, that really worked. And that was more than I could have done myself. And okay, let me see if I can get in a state where I can receive that kind of information again. So it really is a lot of letting go. And what you will find is the more that you do that, the more that inspiration will start to work into your daily thoughts as something that works in conjunction with the mind, as opposed to in contrast with the mind. They won't be such different states that you have to live in. You won't have to stop what you're doing and go meditate to be in a state where you are ready to allow that inspiration into your perception. That you can be working on different things and at the same time be in that state where you're connected to something larger. That's what the end goal of this is, really, is for the mind to work in conjunction with that larger energetic side of you. But yes, definitely wait as long as is feasibly possible given your beliefs. And wait until you feel as good as you can feel before you act. That's all I have to say about that right now. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for the question.